like that. You're starting like that. He's like that.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Kyle and KZ.
More people get their voice out there, then I think they'll realize like we're all the same, really.
KZ decided, let's do it. Took the bait, so here we are.
Veteran Chat Project.
Where it's encouraged to not be okay all the time. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle.
KZ.
And we are the Veteran Chat Project. Tonight, it is just us. We're coming at you with a nice little recap episode. Just to tell you a little bit about what we've been doing, what's coming up. And, yeah, we think it's cool that you can just hear from us every once in a while, just from us. We really enjoy having everybody on and all that stuff. And we just feel like sometimes you guys got to look at that mustache. Just that mustache and just...
Fuck yeah.
Just look at it. Oh.
Yeah, it feels so fun. And not feel so good. It's good to be... It's been a while since it's been you and I, man.
Yeah, it's good to have you to myself. But yeah, dude. Yeah, what's been new? I don't know, KZ. What is going on? Let me check my script. Just kidding. No, so I think since we last recapped, let's check over here to our Spotify page. We have had now Eddie Lowry from Off the Deep End on, who was an awesome dude because he then in turn, not only had us both individually on his show, but has been really just kind of key in our early success is helping us kind of navigate being podcasters and all that stuff, and it's been real great, and we really appreciate that.
Would you call Eddie a mentor in our process so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say absolutely, yeah, easily.
Yeah, me too.
There's really no other way you could put it. I mean, like a guide. Guides are mentors, though. You know, so. Yeah, I could say that. Eddie, the mentor Lowry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we've been on his, and then we've been on Richard Kaufman's, right?
Yeah. Vertical Momentum Resiliency Podcast. We were on his live episode. They called it "Smoking and Joking with the Boys" from Veteran Chat Project. That was fun. That was good. We did not know until we actually, pre-recording, that he was also a tanker. So that was real fun. Surprise. I can't wait to have him on here. I'm not sure when he's scheduled. I know he's scheduled coming up soon, so you'll be hearing from him. We'll get May 17th. Well, we record, and he just gave us away.
Oh, crap.
We're not live. No. So, anyways, no, we're really excited to have Richard on to pick his brain kind of about what life was like in the Army from, the guy joined in 1986, got out in 2012. So, I mean, the guy spent from the year I was born to the year I got out of the Army in the Army. So that's pretty crazy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I got out in 2012, and I was born in 86. Like, damn, man. So, yeah, Richard Kaufman, that was a cool dude. What did you think about that was our first going on someone else's show experience, man. What was that like for you?
Being on Richard's was a little nerve-wracking at first, just because didn't know what to expect. And he hit us with that question as soon as we got on, like, what is your definition of resiliency?
And I'm like, shit, man.
Oh shit. Answering
Dictionary.
the question.
Bouncy. Technically, though, bounce back, baby. No, yeah, I'd say definitely interesting. We kind of started this thing, and we have been bringing people on into our world and asking them questions, and it really it felt different to have the questions asked I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed talking with Eddie as well. The guy's he's fun to talk to. He's easy to get along with.
It was also cool to see from someone else's perspective of like what it's like to be a guest and see how they run their show.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it was
How they run their show and how they don't let the guests run their show.
Yes. Yeah, lessons learned there. But yeah, for sure. And that was we both did, but I had some good takeaways from being a guest that I think hopefully in the long run will turn me into a better host.
Yeah. Ultimately, that's the goal. That's what we want to do. It's not only being like a better host, like you said, it's also being, a better healthcare advocate. Everything that we learn, every way that we improve this show, makes us more and more. I wouldn't say qualified, but more and more well versed in the art of healing. That's a good one.
No, yeah,
I like it.
I like that. And
But no, and then ultimately it's like what we were talking about with Ghost the other day. It's like, the service to others is huge. And that's what we were talking about, that, right? It's like once you start kind of living for that other purpose, it's everything else kind of falls together.
Oh yeah.
So
just we're big on that, just selfless service.
So purpose, that's something that gets brought up a lot. I wanted to ask you, do you feel like, and obviously because me and you go exceptionally out of our way to make sure that our family are our first and foremost focus. That being said, do you believe that this has taken on sort of that purpose role for us?
Oh no, yeah, hands down, without a doubt. This
Yes.
is this has filled a fucking void that I didn't really know how big it was in my life, and it's driven dude. This is all I think about. I'm at work all day, and this is all I think about. Like when I get home, I'm gonna or like as soon as I get a chance, I'm pulling my phone out and I'm gonna make a reel if I can, or I'm gonna engage with others if I can, so that more people know about who we are and why we're here. And I want to
Yes.
reach out to as many veterans as I can, or just as many people as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people, I know we had just talked about that. We are the Veteran Chat Project. Obviously, veteran mental health is what started our thing. But the more we talk to people and the more we realize, people have obviously, people have mental health issues as well. Non-service members and service members alike. I know that's something that we kind of want to, not going to branch out and talk to everybody, but we do have a couple new groups in mind that we want to branch out and talk to that we spoke of. Do you want to kind of let our listeners know what to expect for the future?
Yes.
I know you're
Yeah.
really excited about it.
Yeah, dude. So and just to add a little more to what you said, it's the Veteran Chat Project, and we had that discussion over a text, I think last night. It's slowly turning from Veteran Chat Project means we're bringing only veterans on to share their stories, to being Veteran Chat Project is defined as two veterans having chats, which
Okay.
I fucking love, and we're having
Yeah,
chats.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, we're having chats to break down these barriers of mental health with all sorts of different types of people. And one of those first branches that we're branching out on is one of the guests that we've already had on was first responders. Nick Cardwell. It was a great way to break through because it was someone that we knew, so it was very comfortable to talk to him and ask him about how life was as a first responder and how is dealing with mental health different as a first responder versus being a veteran and what you saw. So those are questions we want to ask every first responder in their community, and just to let them know, just like we're letting all the veterans know that you have a platform to talk about this stuff with.
Yeah.
We want to let all the veteran first responders and the first responder community that, hey, this platform is yours too if you want it. We'll give you the fucking mic and go.
Yeah, basically, when we have guests on, we like to tell them before we record. I mean, you know, you're the third host of this show tonight, so you know, tell us your story, and you know, really use it as a way. I mean, we use it as a way for us to kind of let go of some feelings. Talking has been huge, but mainly, I mean, for me, it's being heard. And I mean, just looking over here at like the listens, you know, you guys are listening, and we came down here thinking, you know, we're going to do this podcast and it's going to be like, we're going to do it for like a month. A couple people are going to listen to it. You know, we'll get bored, and then, you know, we'll kind of go away. But after the first week or so, we kind of realized pretty quick that like it's not a huge following, but I mean, there's enough people out there that wanted to talk about it and wanted to be part of that conversation for other people. And we've been getting reached out from, I mean, we've gone from, let's see, before we did our last recap, we hadn't talked to anybody that was not directly related to our service. We hadn't been guests on anybody's podcast. We hadn't successfully pre-sold apparel. We hadn't sold patches. We hadn't secured our first sponsorship, which news on that coming soon. Yeah, so I mean, dude, things are getting big, man. Things are getting big, and you know, I think part of that thing and part of the future going forward is going to be that consistency that we talked about. So why don't you explain a little on kind of what that looks like as for the viewer or for the listener, when they can expect new episodes and stuff like that.
Had to grab my shit. Oh. So as far as the consistency is concerned, you know what you guys can expect from VCP is at the minimum, drop an episode Monday morning, an episode drop on Monday and Friday. We're dropping episodes. We're as far as guests coming on, like, you know, we send out a calendar invite of our availability. We're available to. We usually do our recordings on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every other Friday we're doing Turret Talks. So on the Fridays that we're doing Turret Talks, you know, you'll have an episode released Monday morning with one of our guests, and then Turret Talks on Friday. Now that following Friday will be another episode drop with another guest, and then Friday another episode with another guest. So you'll get 4 episodes every 2 weeks.
4 chances to listen to us, see our pretty faces, listen to some of the people that have joined the journey, and I mean, just really just some badass guests, dude. I was just gonna say that, like, really just some absolute fucking superstar fucking guests coming up, man. And we're reaching up, and I feel like way up and out for these guests, you guys. Like, we're reaching up to guests that are going on podcasts with thousands and thousands of followers, and we're like, yo, we got 20, but they love it, and they're like, whatever. We're going after authors. We're going after documentary. That was the guy we're gonna get that guy from that documentary on. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it
Me
probably
neither.
this weekend while I'm traveling. 72 minutes, but
Yeah, dude, we've had some badass guests come on, and to our listeners out there, they're and the whole purpose of having these people on is to show our listeners out there who are dealing with mental health or going through the waters of mental health is that you're not alone.
yeah,
If we're not bringing on a subject matter expert to help you assist with mental health, which I hope to do one day soon, we're bringing on people who have been through the shit in one way, in one form or another. They've been through those waters. They've swam through it. They swim against the current, just like we've all have. And they'll be like, "Hey, yeah, it's tough. I've been there too. This is my story. This is how I deal with it, and I'm still dealing with it. This is how I do it." So that
Hell
you
yeah.
guys out there can be like, "Oh shit, so I'm not alone. KZ wasn't full of shit."
yeah. No, dude, we ain't fucking around, man. Like, you're truly not alone. I don't think enough people like reach out to us and just say, "Hey, like, what's up?" Like, I'm bored, like, we need to stir up more conversation. If that's what we got to do, we got to drop more memes to get people, chatting more, whatever. I mean, we're here. We're not here just to talk. We're mostly here to listen. I think that's like the funnest part for me is just listening to these stories and learning how other people kind of get through it. Because for me, it's huge, man. It's not easy. It's not easy to pull yourself out of a dark place after your service, after your tour, your shift, your bad night on the beat, or whatever the case may be. Big, you had a shitty night flipping burgers, and then you've been doing that for 20 years too. I mean, it don't matter, dude. Motherfuckers have problems, and ultimately we just want to know, like, we ain't here to fix them. We're just here to let you know that we have them too, and you're not alone. It comes up. It's the fucking truth. You're not. We love each and every person that listens. I wish it came up with names and shit, so I can just hit you up and be like, "Thank you so much, for listening."
Yeah.
If I knew each and every person, because I would sit on my phone all day texting every one of you guys. Because I mean, that's just how much it means to me to be down here now. 2 months. Two and a half months now, man, making podcasts. Did you ever think that you'd be a podcaster? Like, you can I think we can officially add podcaster to our resume.
Did I ever think that I would do this? No. I've always wanted to, as long as I've heard about podcasts and heard about that space, because I like to fucking talk. Yeah. I never thought I would be doing this. Then it's such a dude. I know you're in BFE, frozen tundra up there, but
It was 70 degrees today, dude. I was chilling in a t-shirt.
That's right. Like, do you when you do get a chance, like here's like when I talk to coworkers and tell them about my podcast, about our podcast, and like I show them our quick little reels just so they know like what we're about. My go-to thing is like, hey, I'll bring into a conversation because I'm super stoked about it, and then they'll go, like, really? Like, oh yeah, what are you gonna talk about? Like, we're talking about mental health. Like, no shit, that's fucking badass. It's like, yeah, I know. Like, yeah, I'm glad you said that. Like, you want to listen to it? Like, yeah, it's on Spotify. Like, this my best friend right here, Kyle. Like, he's the other host, and I show him your video and my video, and it's like, dude, that's so badass. Say thanks. Like, I love that response, and I wish that response. And it's a kind of a biased response because I have one foot in the healthcare field, so I wish I could go out there to people I don't know and be like, hey, I have a podcast about mental health. What do you think about it?
I mean, ultimately, that's what we do when we post them.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
but truly though, like, I wish we were in a situation we could just go like, get a booth and chill somewhere and put up our sign and just be like, yo, we're a podcast about mental health. Come fucking talk to us, and see how many people sit down and want to share their story, regardless
Dude,
of.
I'm gonna throw that out there in the fucking universe because I'm a big believer of like if you speak it, it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
Within the next 12 months, I want to fucking do that. I want to set up a booth somewhere, and me and you sit down and put up a fucking big ass sign that says VCP Mental Health. Come talk to us. It could be a 5-minute chat or an hour chat, but like we should do that one day where we just set up somewhere and just like talk about mental health and record on site live, not live as in like broadcasting live, but record live to people that want to just come up and talk about mental health. We should totally fucking do that.
Yeah, hell yeah. So this is how we're gonna do it. I'll show you real quick. And this is this is something that actually, like, Jim Carrey used this. I don't know if you've ever heard that story, that he like wrote himself a check before he did Dumb and Dumber for $1 million, like a year or two before that, and then he cashed it. It was like he brought it to life. So like the law of attraction, basically, is what it's called. And it's basically, it's your mind, bro. So if you, like you just said, is what popped it in my head, is like, if you believe it, if you will it into existence with your fucking mind, it becomes real. And the same thing goes, I mean, so it's harder to bring in positive than it is to bring in negative, right? But the negative vibes are so much more, I guess, abrupt than a positive one when it comes to it. So you have to be real careful. You can't get stuck by thinking negative about shit, because then it'll never happen, because then you're only attracting the negative, then the negative happens, right? So if you're always thinking about positive, you know. So that's one thing I always try to do, dude, is the law of attraction. You think about the things you want in life, and you speak them into existence. Visualize your goals. Look for the positives in a situation. Learn how to identify negative thinking. Use positive affirmations. Like, fucking look. I literally, at one point in my life, dude, would just tell myself, like I would just wake up in the morning and then, like, write. I keep like a dry erase in the shower or in the bathroom drawer, and I would just write messages on the mirror. Just like, you know, you can, or you know, you will be better today. It's not like I want to be better, you know. Like, I want to be better is not as good as saying, like, I will be better. I am better today.
Yeah.
Because it's because you want to be, you are. And like you said, it's that law of attraction. I am better today. But today hasn't even started yet. Well, who fucking cares, dude? I'm better today. I know that today something might happen that's going to piss me off. But guess what? I know it's going to happen. It's fine. It's all about how you perceive it, right? Is it going to be negative? Is it going to be something that pisses you off all day? Is it going to be something that you let go of?
Yeah.
Let that shit go, man. Let that shit go and enjoy your day. Fuck it. I wish I could find the video now. I'm thinking about. I just think of so many random shit, but so yeah, so we had Cardwell on, and he talked a little bit. So he was in the Army for what? He said 4 years. So I mean, he's 13 years a firefighter. That's crazy. You know, like that's not a veteran who's a firefighter. That's a firefighter who was a veteran. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a great point, dude. Yeah, he's not a soldier who. Yeah, he's a firefighter who was a soldier at one point.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, good for him, man. That's so cool.
Yeah. I'm glad we got to open up that line of communication and branch. You know, branch it. I'm glad we're branching out. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm glad we're branching out, and I'm super stoked. Listeners out there, if you guys know any first responders, hit them up. Ask them if they want to talk about mental health. Share their stories, because I know they've seen shit. I mean, I fucking lived with one for almost 18 years. You know, my dad being a cop, I know he's seen some stuff. Dude, in the so just so we're not giving away any future guests. I think our most recent release was Ryan Funk. So up to Ryan Funk now. I don't want to say who's your favorite.
We skipped over Kyle. Kyle Braun, the Shiny Penny Syndrome. That actually is one of our top listened episodes. Did you know that?
Is it really?
Yeah, that's second to Eddie Lowry's episode. Not that it really matters, but I mean, people were interested to hear what he had to say. We don't get enough feedback to know exactly what, but I mean, I wish people would engage us in conversation a little more on stuff, because I mean, I would truly love to do that. 13 on that one.
Oh, sweet, dude.
13. Where are you guys at? Listen to us. Love us. We love you.
Who has there been a guest that we've had so far up to this point that you've taken away, like taken the most away from, or no? That's an unfair question. I don't want to ask a loaded question. Out of all the guests we've had, like what's been the biggest takeaway from you from having our guests on?
I mean, just like how truly different everybody's journey is. It's you never really know it until you actually take the time to talk to people. Like everybody's going through something, or everybody has gone through something, or it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's having just everybody's journey. It's taking away the fact that it's just fucking truly amazing that people want to share it with us.
Yeah.
Like,
Did I get? It's like
who the fuck are we? And we just provided this platform. Like, we're just two dudes who are cool enough to chat and hang out with you for an hour or two, and if you got a business, we'll tag the fuck out of it. If you got anything, you need a support system, dude, we'll be your support system. I think that's I don't think there's enough of that in this world. I mean, I don't think I've spent my life doing all the right things up to this point, and I think this is, for me, one of the happier things that I've done in my life. Well, obviously, not including family and getting married and having a kid and that such, but
Oh yeah.
I've always looked for a way to help veterans. I mean, pretty much since I got out, I just wanted to help, like mainly disabled veterans. Ones that are truly disabled, ones that lose a limb, one that lose life, limb, eyesight, or limb or eyesight, that kind of stuff. And I don't know. There's just really not not many ways I feel like I could have done it without a degree. Not many jobs out there for an old tanker that got kicked out of the Army. So this has been, it's been absolutely special for me, man, and I fucking love it.
Hell yeah, dude. It's good food for the soul doing this and talking to other guys. There's sometimes that we've had our guests that we've had on so far, and it's going to continue to happen. I'm so thankful that they come on and share their stories. Sometimes they get wrapped up too wrapped up in their stories, and I'm in. There's been a handful of times where I've been in awe of what they've gone through, and I'm like, I forget that I'm a host, and I just become a guest.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Yeah, I'm just
damn,
like, oh man.
damn.
Oh wait, and then what? Fuck.
Yeah.
How do you?
I will
how do you
say,
ask somebody a question after that?
Yeah, I will say, as your friend who's known you for a long time, I'm gonna say it. My favorite episode so far was having Ryan Funk on, because I haven't heard you laugh like that and cut loose like that. At least, I haven't seen it with anyone else other than probably your kid or your family in a long fucking time, dude. And I think it was great to have him on, and I think his outlook on life will help a lot of people. But I think him
Absolutely.
having him on, I really think at least for the day, or the following day. It was good for you, dude. I think that was good. That was good for you. I'm glad. I'm so fucking glad he came on, dude. Because I shit, like I sat back and when you watch the video, when I watched the video back, I'm like you guys are cutting up and joking and laughing your asses off, and I'm back in the back like staring. I'm staring at you laughing. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like this is like not to say like you're in this like sad little bowl, but like. My man, you needed that. I'm so fucking glad you got that.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of enjoy things sometimes for me. That one, I mean, yeah, I've enjoyed everything. That one, definitely one of my favorites, just because I didn't know if he was gonna even want to come on. First of all, and then he had such an interesting outlook on life. I liked it a lot. I mean, that's obviously. It's crazy. You don't ever think about that. Like you're like a work friend, right? Like you got these work friends that you're best friends with, and you go get a new job, you never see them again. You don't have a work friend that you were bunkmates with for 17 weeks, planned. When we get out of it's like prison, dude. Like when we get out of here, bro, we're fucking doing this. We're doing this. We get to our duty station, we're about to do this shit. Like we went into our thing to write down our duty stations, and we're like. What are you writing down? Like, well, I'm writing this down. He's like, we both wrote down Fort Hood because they were like, you're guaranteed to get Fort Hood if you write down Fort Hood. So I'm like, I wrote down Fort Hood. He wrote down Fort Hood. And I went to Fort Hood and he went to Korea.
Fuck.
And so, like, we remember we smoked a Newport after basic. And then I got in the van with my mom and fucking headed to St. Louis for leave and haven't seen him since. That was the first time we even saw each other. And 2008, since 2008. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. Just a lot of memories popped up that I wasn't expecting. Some of the funnier shit that happened, but with him, I mean, fucking everything. Everything was funny and basic, dude. We had a good time.
Hell yeah, dude. Love that shit. I fucking love that shit. So you said your mom, and that remind me of what we were talking about earlier. Venturing out and branching out. What do you think about our next venture or the other branch that we're going on? You want to talk about that?
We talking the family side of things?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, actually, I do. We have decided also to kind of hear. We want to hear from spouses. We want to hear. Hopefully, we can get ours on. We've gotten Boughton's wife, Casey's wife. She's agreed to come on. So we're really excited to do that show, and just kind of get a different perspective. I mean, she grew up in a military town herself and has quite a story to tell. So I mean, we're really excited to hear that one. And then just, I don't know, I mean, like we talked about, like it doesn't have to just be veterans. We can have different names for the show. Like it could be Veteran Chat Project. That's the original, thing. We got Turret Talks where we just kind of cut up and bullshit. We can have, Veteran Chat Project Families and Friends. We could do whatever we want. As many people want to come on and talk. I mean, this is an open platform for all. We don't want to feel like anybody. We don't want anybody to feel like they don't belong, because that's ultimately what a lot of us have been feeling for the longest fucking time. And we want you to know that you belong here. We're not just bringing you in to like, oh, we want you to listen to our podcast, or we want to sell you a bunch of shit. Like, man, I don't even want to fucking take money. Like, I don't even want to take money from the podcast. Like, I just want to do this shit for free. But I'd love to start a business with it. I'd love to be able to take that business nationwide and help as many veterans as I possibly can. I'd love to set up events across the country and do them. Golf tournaments, disc golf tournaments. I mean, fuck, the sky's really the limit on the things that we could do. I mean, even if I mean, God willing, dude, me and you can, travel the country and give motivational speeches. That kind of shit it would pump me up, man. Obviously, I would have to take some more classes on professional speaking, but
Same.
I mean, I'm willing to, and I honestly, like, I have been. I've been taking. I take notes. I take a lot of notes from Eddie when I was on his show, not on him. Hey, we haven't even met yet, Eddie. Relax. No, I took a lot away from him. Took a lot away from Richard. And the way he just, he really took control of his show and got the questions that he wanted asked, and that was it. But we also kind of have our own way we do things, right? So I don't want that to ever change.
Yeah.
The one thing that we talked about is just how, like, I'll text him an idea, or he'll text me an idea, and we're both just like, bro, I was fucking thinking that shit this morning.
Yeah,
So I mean, like, it's like everything that's happening is just unfolds naturally, and I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I mentioned it. Treat it like a plant, I know it's a stupid analogy, but I like it because we're in the seedling phase, and I feel like we're just about to have to get put into the ground so we can truly blossom into the next phase, and yeah,
you
philosophical.
you said something there that was like, really hit about who we are and what we are, or like, what we're doing. The whole point of the podcast was to create a space for our brothers and sisters out there who didn't feel like they had a voice, or a chance to be heard. And who are we to say no to fucking anybody else? Like,
Right.
that's so, and it just happened naturally, dude. So I'm glad, everything is happening naturally, and I just think it's ironic in a great way that we created this space because we've heard all these other podcasts out there talking about these I hate repeating myself because I always say it the same way, but these rangers and like special forces dudes, guys with tabs, secret scrolls, badges, whatever. They have these awesome stories that tend to overshadow your everyday veteran, and I feel like that's probably why a lot of veterans don't like to talk about their shit, because they get compared to Hollywood a lot, and it's like, well,
Yep.
Here's your space, man. I promise you're gonna be heard. Here it is, and naturally, It's just like, well, since here's your space, veteran of 4 years, who has scars. Hey, you over there, military spouse, this is your space too. Hey, first responder, you over there, this is your space too. Dude, I fucking love it.
Absolutely. And even, and you said the veteran of 4 years, like, how about the soldier of 4 years who did everything in his power to try to get deployed, and then decided, fuck it, since they're not going to let me deploy and they're just going to use me like some fucking dog and pony show, like, I'm just going to go out and take care of myself. So then every time he tells somebody, hey, I was in the Army for 4 years, and here's my fucking unroll my giant impressive resume from there. Well, but you didn't deploy, like, so there's your, like, all right, dude, like, and I get that from like the SF guys, because like looking at them, like, you just get that mentality of that, it's hard. And I probably would, 10 years ago, probably would have said the same shit to them. But as you grow and you evolve, and if you don't, I mean, it's a shame. If you don't change from when you were in your 20s to when you're in your 30s, then you're fucking up, dude. Like, you need to grow the fuck up, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. And and a part of that for me was seeing, there's better ways to do things.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm glad we had that dude on. I'm glad Kyle Braun shared his story. Cause just like you, dude, I was that fucking dumb 25-year-old with those same thoughts when I got out, and I'm like, I served. What the fuck did you do? Fucking bro vet
Right.
life, dude.
Yeah, fucking bro, that's for life,
Bro vet
motherfucker.
for life.
Like screaming at people
shit.
on the highway. No, I'm just kidding. I still do that. It's just because people can't drive for shit. My wife like, who are you talking to? Like, I'm talking to them. They can hear me. They know.
So after
So, yeah,
okay,
man.
so we got on. So you meant. I mean, we talked about. We got on in chronological order. We got on Richard Kaufman's podcast as far as being guests. We got on
Mhm.
Richard Kaufman's podcast, and then the next time we were guests, you and I were separate. How'd that feel?
Shit, it felt weird for me to not have you by my side on the podcast. I was like, hey, kept waiting for you to save me when I went rogue and started talking random shit, you know. But for me, it was definitely different because it wasn't as much as he tried to get me to go down the military path. I was there to talk parenting with him, and for me, I wanted to make it important to stay on that topic because I just don't think people, you know, understand some of the, I don't know. I almost feel bad even saying it. It's like, and someone even commented on my post, like, "Oh, congratulations for being a stay-at-home parent." Like, oh, I can't tell if it was sarcasm. Like I'm bitching because
saw
I don't
that
have to
too.
work, you know,
I was
and like
wondering the
because I
same
know
thing.
the guy and like I like the guy, but like, you know, it's like I know that's I don't know, whatever. So I mean, just like every time, like I didn't listen. I have a hard time listening because I'll judge everything I say super harshly. I did listen to your episode though, and I really liked it.
That shit felt weird. It felt weird to be by myself, and like, I almost felt like I kind of rushed myself out because I felt like I was standing there without my pants on.
Like, okay, I'm done. See you
I
later.
was like, all right, yeah, go ahead. What's your next question? Let's see. I'll give you an answer. Is that good? Okay. What's the next question? But I mean, overall, it was. I'm glad I had that. I'm glad we both had that experience just to be guests on that. And yeah, Eddie Lowry off the deep end, good guy, good dude. And then we started, and then after or in between that, dude, we were stacking up guests, man. Fucking started.
Yeah, we
rolling
still
them in.
kind of have been. They're trickling in. We went pretty hard there for about a week. We were recording every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to cut that back. The wives wanted us back.
Yeah, my wife wanted the mustache back, baby. You know about and I love you.
So yeah, I mean that's I guess the past. Let's. What do we got coming out? We got. So, who do we got coming up next? What's the future look like? What's the next couple episodes?
Couple. We got a handful coming up next. Well, we got our buddy Walker coming on. Real estate.
Oof.
Real estate.
Did you see that
Mogul.
reel that he made?
Dude, it was fucking.
The one with the one with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence from Bad
Yeah.
Boys 2, man. That shit, he was like, "Sir, there's no need for that language, but I'm
There's no
just
need."
here selling the neighbor's house."
He's like, I'm just
I
gonna
was-
go.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna go. That shit was funny, man. That was funny. Super
Oh,
excited
shit,
to have
yeah,
him on.
Yeah, we got him coming up. Talk shop with him, and you know, obviously we'll have that mental health chat open for him, and then, but we're definitely gonna start. We're definitely gonna plug what he's doing in the real estate world. We got Major Fall News coming up, also, and then super excited to catch up with him and how he's doing. He's just, you know, he's closing and opening chapters right now in his military career, which is fucking amazing. And then you got your buddy Josh coming on. Dude, man, fucking, we got badass people coming on, dude. Josh coming
Yeah,
on.
we actually got Josh coming on. We'll have him right before his fight. So he's a bare knuckle fighter. professional
Ooh,
bare knuckle fighter.
because of you and him, I've been watching like YouTube clips of that shit. Holy fuck, Luke Rockhold's fight I watched, and his teeth just getting like cracked, like literally cracked open.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
if I can pull up his thing real quick because yeah, he's got this. He does this defense thing where he gets down like this, dude, like the Philly shell. So he's like super low and like this, and just looking for because he's a quick little dude. Uh, so yeah, it's interesting. I'll be interested to see. I kind of want to go to his fight, but I'm gonna swing by and see him on my trip here to Colorado. We're gonna swing by Omaha on the way back. He's gonna feed us some grass-fed Nebraska steaks.
Hell yeah! So we got
Yeah,
him
we're
coming
gonna
up,
hang out.
and then we're gonna do the old reach around and have Richard Kaufman on, because we were not because we were a guest on his, but we were a guest on his before, and then we're gonna have him on and ask him some questions. So yeah, we got a lot of people on deck. I'm super stoked to have
You skipped
have
one.
them on. Who?
Household 6.
Oh shit,
She's gonna kill you.
gonna kick my ass. Yeah.
Yeah,
My wife will be on. Yeah, and we'll have my wife on too, Janelle Boughton. She'll be on. And she's going to be the catalyst to open up that branch of talking to military families and spouses as far as like mental health and their journeys and their views. I can't wait to have her on. Like I said before, I can't. It's not. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be right of me to ask that of other wives or families if I can't ask that of my own. And I'm fortunate enough that she said yes, and she's willing to come on and bear down and share her perspective. So super stoked for that.
hell yeah. And that's it. That's what we got lined up right now. I'm guaranteed by the time this episode even releases, we will have at least 3 to 5 more. I know I got some invites sent out. We want to get Bledsoe and his wife on because she's been doing actually a lot of study on traumatic brain injury, and she really wants to get on and kind of talk about from a medical standpoint effects and different kind of treatments and stuff from traumatic brain injury, and then also Bledsoe wants to talk, stay-at-home parenting, stress life, all that stuff, and
Hell yeah, dude.
so yeah, we'll get them on the chat and hopefully, maybe I'll just go live while we're at dinner Saturday night with Z and Butters. It's like, guess what? You're on the podcast now, bitch.
Dude, you
See, the
should.
reason I brought you
That'd
here.
be dope. Hell yeah, dude. So that's what's coming up, everybody. Tune in. Y'all know how to reach us on our social media platforms. If you don't, just search Veteran Chat Project on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can email us at veteranchatproject@gmail.com. Before we sign off, I did want to say some keywords of advice that I saw, dude, on Instagram. It was a video from Eddie Murphy did it. I can't remember last time I saw Eddie Murphy, but it was some like mental health awareness, kind of thing about just doing what's best for you, as far as like what's good for your soul. And what he said in the video was, the average human lives about 75 years. So that's 75. That's 75 winters. That's 75 falls, 75 summers, and 75 springtimes that you have on average in your lifetime. Look at how old you are right now and just think about how many of those seasons have already gone by that you might or might not have wasted. So, focus on what's best for you, and don't think about what you can't do, because time's running short. We're all going to leave this earth one day, and time is too short to think about all the negative stuff. That's all I gotta say, dude, about that. It was
Absolutely.
dude, that shit pumped me
That's
up when I
funny.
saw it. I was like, yeah.
What's funny is like I actually had this video because we were talking about it earlier, prioritizing your life, and I haven't seen the specific one, so I'll be interested to see if this is kind of what I'm thinking about. But I think this speaks along the lines of what you were saying.
Yeah.
It's the pebble, so it's like the jar and the pebble and the rocks. I don't know if you've seen or heard of this, but so yeah, the
Hell yeah,
jar.
dude.
You ever heard that before?
I like. Yeah, I have. And I haven't watched. I haven't like watched it presented like that, but yeah, I've heard of it. I like that.
Yeah, that's fucking. I think it's definitely a good philosophy, and I think it's a solid way for us to wrap today's episode up.
Fuck yeah.
So take that with you guys and enjoy. We'll see you guys next time, and remember, you're not alone. Which is creepy when I say it like that. You're not alone. And remember always, that's for you. And 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 you. Shut the fuck up! Oh.